All right. Should I be the host or should you be the host? All right. Welcome back, all you children who like to listen to our podcast. Uh, I am joined here, by the illustrious Josiah Campbells. Whoa, who? Introduce
Yes, I'm a
yourself,
man who
Josiah.
just drove 200 miles to make it home in time to make this podcast, and no one else showed up except for our lovely guest, host, who is
Whoa.
never a guest because he is
Yeah,
the
my
host.
host. Oh. Mm. Well, you know me as Sterling Silver, and that's about it. uh, we have our homework. What's the homework? Just
Our
there.
homework this week was to watch a lovely little short anime film called Hotarubi no Mori-e, or The Light of a Firefly Forest.
Oh, that's cool. So that should be in about
40 minutes, yeah.
30 to 40
That's what I
minutes
was about
from now.
to say.
Let's get started with our weeks, though. I think
Oh,
I'll
wow.
go first.
Signing up.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, jeez. Let's see. What did I do? Did I watch any movies?
Almost.
Hmm. I don't know if I did. I mean, I think I watched movies. I'm not too sure about that though. Um, I've been trucking along through Symphogear, and oh boy, am I still not even close to even getting a fourth of the way in. 'Cause oh boy, um, it's not the show's fault. It's just it's me. I'll blame it all on me because I've been having a lot of sleepy schedules in and about and just doing nothing. Just looking at my
Window. Oh.
computer screen. Just looking out my window wishing I had but uh nah, just a whole lot of I distractions, just a whole lot. Because the 3 episodes that I did watch, gasp, only
Dropping
3.
numbers now.
Yeah. Uh what I saw so far is completely fine. Like there's a lot of very extreme cliches here and there, but it's very doable. It's just me and having to work with distractions almost every minute of the way. And also I've been getting back into my digital art stuff in like freaking forever. Only because I have this whole week off from school. Not that we didn't even have class for like a whole lot of that time that I've been through here. Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. I guess this is to be expected because they're all art teachers, but whatever. Um but yeah, like wow, oh, I have a lot of gaming stuff. I haven't really gotten into Fire Emblem at all this week. I just been putting that off till whenever I feel like it, which that's not a good sign. Um I've been getting back into Deus Ex, whoa, just because of the two best friends had a let's play of it. I'm like, you know what? I think I'll go back to that. And oh man, does it ever hold up as great as ever. And I know one of the complaints of it being the bosses are all not really super great. And it might just be me, and it might just be the most highest difficulty ever, but I think those bosses are extremely 100% fine if they were in another game. But they aren't extremely out of their place in I'm talking about Human Revolution here. They're not extremely out of place, but they can be a little bit spongy at times. Although all of a sudden, like, when you feel that they're too spongy, they die at the point at which you think they're too spongy, which is like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like you get to that precipice of, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. And then you do like a melee attack, and then, oh, that ends the fight. Oh, okay. And I went through all three bosses that are the main ones that have the problem that most people have the problem with. The first one, yeah, I can see that. I can see where people might have the distinction of, oh, this ain't great boss design, which I'll agree with that. It's not a great boss design in this game, but a great boss design, yeah, I think it's okay. The second one was fairly, how would you say, there's a little puzzle in it, in which if you don't know what to do, you'll die over and over and over. But once you understand what to do, it goes like 5 seconds. Like, wow, it's pretty fast, because all you have to do is just shoot like electrical things, and that pretty much ends the fight. And then the third one, the last big baddie before the extremely last boss, which is not really even a boss itself, but whatever. But that one is pretty much a culmination of the first two, and that's kind of about it. And that's the one where I'm like, man, this guy's getting too spongy, and then all of a sudden a melee hit, and then that's it. Like, oh, phew, okay. Other than that, I'm like 90% done, and I'm really loving that game. But I will say one critique is that when I first played it a long time ago, I was very engrossed within the story, and I was like pretty much like, oh yeah, this has all these ins and outs and all this like information you get and all that stuff. Like, that's pretty much basically fine. The only thing I have to critique is that the story in and of itself is pretty much dumbed down. Like, it's not dumbed down to the point where like a normal person would be like, oh man, this is dumbed down, but like to a person who's like I don't know, like really into like sci-fi and like all this like questions of augmentation and like humans and cyberganic technology and all that stuff, it kind of just, it's there for the normies, quote unquote. But other than that, like, it's fine, and it's very intriguing either way. Like, it's Star Wars compared to Star Trek in that respect. But other than that, yeah, I'm having a blast. I did download the first Deus Ex. I played that like years ago, and then I played it like about 5 years ago and said, nah, this didn't age well. Nah, well, I have yet to play it, but I'm really like the reason why I said it was very not too old, quote unquote, is that the pacifist run is extremely not super great. Like all you have is like a lightning baton, whatever it's called, a stun baton, and like a few like stun bullets for your stun gun, and that's about it. And they don't go down within like the first 5 hits, and you got to get really close, and then all of a sudden they see you and all that stuff, and it's like, I don't want to kill these guys, but oh well, I guess I have to. And then you have to go throughout the whole story being told, oh man, you're a big killer, huh? And it's like, I mean, I guess the game makes me that way, but okay. But yeah, other than that, in gaming wise, there's a lot of like PS2 games on the PS4 that released like a week ago. Yeah, about that time. And one of those games was Okage Shadow King. And oh boy, even though I still have that disc and I'm pretty far in that disc on my PS2, replaying that with trophies in HD and 60 frames per second is the best way to freaking play that game. It's like, imagine what's that? Who's that? Oh, Tim Burton art style mixed with a little bit of I'm gonna say JoJo, a little bit, like a teensy weensy bit of JoJo, and like a whole lot of I forget what's the name of the extreme one I'm trying to think of, but like think of the other one that I'm thinking of, which is Blue Dragon.
Oh, Blue Dragon.
It's sort of like that in a way, but it's not. It's not super that amazingly not super good.
Mhm.
It's not like that. It's like it's rated T for teen, but like forever I always thought it was like a kid's game. But every time I go to it and I read the conversations that they have, it's like very, very, very mature in a very kiddish kind of way. 'Cause like it gets really, really risque, and a lot of like choices you can have as a character to say, like things of there's this one girl character who you meet like, I guess like an 1/8% of the way in, and you have like these three options of, oh, what's your name? The last one being, oh, don't say anything, like ellipses or whatever. But then the second one is like, can I have your dimensions? Like, oh, okay.
Dimensions.
And stuff like that. Stuff like that. Like a lot of like very like, oh, want to kiss me there? Oh, and then like, oh, we're all alone. And then like one of the options is like, oh, I know. And like, oh, okay. But yeah, very, very worth your time if you like an RPG and like very risque humor with like Tim Burton style characterization and stuff like that. Other than that, let me see. I think I have. Hmm.
Don't hurt yourself.
No, I think that's about it. Oh, Dead or Alive Extreme 3 came out. Whoa. That's all I have to say.
That's all.
That's it. There's nothing really to say. All I have to say is that there's better games out there for you kids. If you want that kind of stuff. Cough, cough. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it. Cause I'm pretty sure I didn't watch any movies
Guess.
since I was too busy doing YouTube. And I was too busy going through Deus Ex trying to 100% it, and then halfway realizing that I can't 100% it on this run because of reasons between the difference between alarmed and hostile. It's racism, I tell you. But whatever. And yeah, hopefully I get the pacifist trophy because there's a bug in it in which the freaking stun darts can kill a person if you're not too careful. But yeah, hopefully I didn't kill anybody. So yeah, I think that's about it. Unless you talk about something about a movie or something like that, and then I remember.
And you pull an Isaiah again.
But yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. On to you, Josiah.
Me.
What did you do?
Well, I continued to slowly pursue Kamen Rider W. About 11 episodes in now. Since all the anime is finishing up and all the new anime is coming up this next weekend. Next weekend, yeah. It's kind of a transition period where I don't have a lot of downtime to watch Kamen Rider. But so far so good. The plot's pretty interesting. I'm digging it. Nothing, no devious, sins of the series yet. So so far so good.
So so far it's just normal.
It's normal setup, normal like, oh man, we have these villains, but what's the real villain? It's like you see like people in the shadows and stuff like that. It's like it's a traditional setup. There's two ways that they set up the Kamen Riders, and that's either they the device either falls into their lap, basically, or you're just shown them starting out with the device already, and they already know how to use it. And so that's how this one starts out. They already know how to use it. So there's no awkward, learning the power type thing. And so, but for one of those, it's doing pretty well so far. Villains of the week have all been pretty original and well done, and the story's progressing nicely, keeping a nice tight timeline that you can follow as well. So everything's good. The characters are really good. One of the main characters is Hard Boiled, which is one of my personal favorites as far as character designs go. The hard-boiled detective man. You can't beat him.
Of course.
Except for everyone always calls him half-boiled. It's great. But moving on, we did have a lot of stuff end this week. Let's see here. Let me pull up my list really fast. And yes, we had Durarara. It ended finally. This was the third part of the second season, and this ended the series that has been going on since like 2012. 2011-ish, I want to say.
11, I think.
And so that ended, so nothing after that. No third season or anything else like that. That wrapped up the entire story, basically. Tied a bow around it.
So is it recommendable?
Oh yes, it was a very good watch. I just wish I could have watched it all in one sitting, because then it wouldn't have huge gaps.
Oh boy.
and I wouldn't have to go back and watch the stuff earlier before the new season started each time. Because it's very, very articulate on who's doing what when. But nope, it had a really good ending, a lot better than a lot of people thought it was going to be, so that's good. I thought it was going to be good because the writing has always been really good, but some people were worried about it. So,
well, we'll find out this homework, won't we?
Oh yes. Jeez, walked right into that one. Gates season 2 ended as well.
It ended.
Yes.
Like as
no.
Ended,
Just
or?
the second season ended. There's definitely a third season, possibly. It's still really popular, but there's no confirmation yet. I just checked on my phone earlier too to make sure.
Yeah.
But no, the second season, good. I'd say it's even better than the first season of Gate. And things are really starting to heat up, and I am very happy that it hasn't turned for the worse like a lot of people thought it was going to be this season. So, good things. Speaking of good things, that transition though. Haikyuu, the second season ended on its 25th episode, and season 3 was just confirmed 2 weeks ago to start in the fall season of 2016. So it's doing what Epoch only wish it could do. Every 2 seasons they have another season, and it's progressing. And thankfully the manga is like light years ahead. So
cool.
And it's just the right, and for sports anime, it's just enough time in between, so that you bring back the hype and you don't just kill it from watching a whole bunch of sports anime all the time.
Yeah.
But so I'm really happy about that, because this is one of the rare animes in which the anime is extremely better looking than the source material.
Yeah. I can see that just by looking at the anime itself.
Yeah, but which is really important because I watched the anime way before I even picked up the manga. Because most of the time the continuity with sports animes, you don't really have to worry about it. And so, but then I started reading it about a month ago, and I'm like, I just can't look at some of these characters. Like a lot of the characters look exactly the same, and they look totally different in the anime. Like I'm like, thank you for distinguishing these people in the anime. It's so hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
But especially 2 guys with shaved heads. It's so hard. They both have squinty eyes and shaved heads. You can't do that. But let's see what else. The second season of Fairy Tail, or rather the second series of Fairy Tail, just ended as well, and they'll be continuing on with that. Into the third, because they finished the first series because they had to let the manga continue on, and I think that's what they're doing with this one again. And then they did the second series, which is like Fairy Tail 2, or it has some sort of weird dub name on it. And then they did Fairy Tail 0 to give it some more buffer time, and then they come back and gave you 2 episodes of them wrapping up before the next arc, setting up for that. And so that one was that was pretty good. It's getting really good for those of you who like the really long animes like I do. And I've been reading Fairy Tail since it first came out, since online. It was big news because it was the guy who made Rave Master.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Rave Master. Also a big fan of Real Big Fish. If you don't know why those two go together, look it up. And let's see. Princess Stride ended as well.
So have all these anime that have ended, did they start at approximately the same time?
Around the same time, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's every 12 episodes, every 12 weeks or 13 weeks, because sometimes they skip weeks. It's like every 12 to 13 weeks is a new season starter. And so a lot of times, they run for 24, so a lot of them will carry over. But then the one shot, quote unquote, animes will end, within 12 episodes, and that's what Princess Stride was.
Yeah.
And then also Uteware Rumono and The False Faces also ended on quite a twist. It's very obvious they're going to have another season, but this chapter of it is done, basically. And so I'm very interested because that ending really sent me for a curveball because this anime and the one that was before it are based off of games.
Yeah.
And so I really don't like playing that sort of game. Not because of the
Which one?
It's definitely an ecchi game,
Okay.
but it doesn't go full. It's not a hentai game, but it's like one of those. Like it's kind of like a dating sim, sort of, but with actual writing. But it's got a really good plot. I mean, that's why they made the anime.
Yeah,
It's basically a clan ad, okay?
Yeah,
Okay?
I know.
Except for it's a little bit the engine behind it, the response engine behind it is a lot more complicated than clan ads, though. Because there's a lot more going around. There's a lot more universe encompassing this one than most dating sims. And so, but I severely hate dating sims. I just can't play them. They're just not. I mean, it's not the content. It's not what you have to do. It's just I fall asleep whenever I play them, and so so I was genuinely surprised with the ending of this arc because I mean I had no idea. I had no precursor to know what was going to happen. So. It definitely caught me by surprise, and it was very well done. Especially they did this weird, well, not weird, but unusual in anime, like film noir, flashback, into several different timelines. It was really well put together at the end of it. It's really hard to explain by words of mouth. You kind of just have to watch it.
Yeah.
But and Dragon Ball Super continues. One Piece continues. Duh. World Trigger continues. Assassination Classroom Season 2 continues.
Have you been watching or just been in the shadows of Iron Blooded Orphan? Is that not a thing that you?
I've been meaning to pick it up. It just wasn't on the. I didn't pick it up fast enough. If I don't pick it up fast enough, I just wait until it's done.
Because the first season did end.
Okay, that's what I heard, yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. But the second half of 25 episodes to go starts up in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's my update on the anime. And you if you want to know what's coming up in the spring next weekend, just go watch the last podcast.
Yeah. So anything in movies, anything in games?
Well, I have acquired Boy and His Beast, but I haven't watched it yet because I had to travel this weekend. And then of course I did the homework.
Of course.
I am also much like Sterling. I am also trying to fit in Batman versus Superman this upcoming week, and so we'll see about that. Besides that, no.
I hear good things of it. Very good things.
The best.
Yep.
No, besides that, nothing else really. I did get in some gaming this week. I do have a group that does GTA 5 every weekend. We go on and do our stuff. Make money, have fun, troll people online.
Yeah.
But I have a Minecraft server that I've been hosting for like the last 4 years. And so I got into that after a 6 month hiatus. And someone removed all my beds, and that was fun.
Mm.
Especially because I only have one sheep farm
Yeah.
on that entire world. And I had to go halfway across the world to get to that stupid sheep farm. But no, I built like a coliseum. That one was my one of great wonders. Like I built like Big Ben and like a coliseum,
Yeah.
and I had like fully automated stuff, and I had a rail system that went throughout the entire world, and it was pretty well. They explored world, but it was pretty fleshed out. And my friend built a metropolis, uh, like a city with skyscrapers and everything like that, in one side of the world. And then another friend of mine built a floating island, which was really fun building a railroad up there. But um, yeah, he built an entire floating island that's completely safe from any sort of monsters or enemies. And so,
But don't they randomly populate?
not if there's a light source within a certain amount of squares.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they do not populate on glass or I forget the other surface they don't spawn on.
Oh. Well, now I know.
Yeah, the big thing when I used to do Minecraft in college a lot, because you could just pick it up and put it back down all the time.
Yeah.
And you could escape the real world. So it was much more therapy than actually playing video games. I used to build sky bases all the time, just because you could like make a sky island, or sometimes you can find those sky islands. Sometimes they'll randomly generate, or there'll be like a plateau with just like one block coming down to the earth,
Yeah.
and you just cut it off and build either a ladder system or like fun thing to do is just use water to get up and down, make a waterfall, and then you just swim
Yeah.
up and swim down, because then the mobs can't chase you up that. They can't swim fast enough to fight the current. Now the only problem with that is that Endermen still can show up.
Yeah.
But I mean they're basically harmless. So. But no, I used to do sky islands all the time. I just light everything like a Christmas tree, so nothing would ever spawn. But no, yeah. So I'm almost done with my Coliseum. It's getting to be Roman sized. It was a big project that I took up a while back, and I think it was about the time I joined this group that I stopped Minecrafting with my GTA buddies so much, and then they all got jobs and wives and job wives, and
Yeah.
things got too real. But no, that's about as much gaming that I've done. Let's see, what else did I? No, I did buy Age of Empires 2 on Steam though.
And what's that? That's an RTS, right?
Yep, it's the best RTS, undisputed. Yeah.
Isn't that where you have to go through like all the ages?
Yep.
Like you start off as like
Stone
I
Age.
forget.
Start off in the Stone Age,
Oh yeah.
and
Okay.
then the Bronze Age, and then the Da-da-da stage, and then the Imperial stage. Yeah. Empire stage, and then Imperial stage. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I used to have it for Windows, the actual little CD. I still have it somewhere around here. But I just bought it for Steam because they updated it and made it run smoother. Because the old one you could crash really easily.
Yeah. Those games usually do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. I would just have so many troops. I would spawn in so many troops, like doing like a cheat game or something like that. And it would just crash the entire thing. It was so bad. Like, and stuff would slow down and speed up sometimes on that old version. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. But no, I used to be really big into the RTSs.
Uh-huh.
But that was about it. And oh yes, I might buy Fallout 4 for Steam is on sale for $40 until the 30th.
What is it regularly? 60?
60, yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah, I guess.
So that's a whole 20 tacos that you could buy with your savings.
Oh man, you just reminded me of my friend who basically went to like the dollar taco days on Del Taco, I believe. Is it Del Taco that did that?
There's like one Del Taco here, man.
Well, anyway, freaking, he's a, a portly old chap, God bless him, cough, cough,
God bless.
Papa bless. He basically got a $100 bill, and
he pulled the Bart Simpson. 100 tacos for $100.
He had 100 tacos there. I'm like, dude, come on, man. But at least we had we split up 25 tacos each, and I took home 24.
Ooh.
Because wow, yeah, that was a fun little day. But yeah, basically the amount of tacos that went out, because it went out periodically,
yeah,
was about 3 tacos freaking every 5 minutes, because I guess they just wanted to get it out as fast as they can instead of us waiting there for an hour or whatever. Okay. But yeah, it was a fun little day after school.
I bet. Well, you think it's time?
I think it's time for our homework. Well, I believe you children have heard already, but once again, our homework is Into the Forest of Firefly's Light.
If you want a better translated version, it's the light of a firefly forest.
This is a 2011 anime film that was directed by... Who was it, Josiah?
That would be Takahiro Omori.
Oh. And why is he somehow spectacular or memorable?
Well, he's done a lot of good stuff. Oh man, the list is excruciating. I can't believe he did Princess Jellyfish. Holy crap.
Wow.
Okay. I didn't know that one. But yes, he did the Do Ra 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 Ra, which we were talking about earlier.
Amazing.
Let's see, what else did he do?
He
he also did Gunbuster, the OVA. Hikaru no Go. That was just storyboard though.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He did Bacano.
Oh yeah, Bacano.
He did freaking Hellgirl. Whoop whoop.
More importantly, Samurai Flamenco.
Yep, Samurai Flamenco. This is true. There's a lot of things that he's directed that have turned out pretty swell. Including Hyper Police, of course. That 1997 spectacular anime about cat girls and police. Anyway, yeah. It's 44 minutes. It's very simplistic, but within its simplicity shines its greatness and its overall theme being very understandable and can very much hit you hard when you least expect it. Basically,
We got two characters.
not to go into spoiler territory, but yes, you have two characters. A little girl,
A girl.
girl who reminiscence about
Her childhood.
her childhood. And one summer, she gets lost in these woods. And what happens after that, Josiah?
Oh, she starts crying like a little baby.
Uh-huh.
And then a guy comes up and calls her short. And basically, he's like, I'll let you out of this forest of dreams if you don't touch me. And only if you don't touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate children. His words, not mine.
And his name is...
His name is Gin.
And the little girl's name is Hotaru Takegawa. And after Gin saves Hotaru, she develops a little like, oh, hey, you're kind of cool. Let's be friends. And like things go out after that, but she can only like really return to him in summertime because of, I'm guessing, school?
Yeah, she goes
I'm
and
pretty
visits
sure.
her uncle because he lives on a mountain.
Yeah.
And near her uncle's house, and she goes back to the city. I don't know what city. It's one of the bigger ones. I don't know if it's Tokyo or not. But
Yeah.
it's like when you see her walking to school and everything like that, it looks like a normal like inner city high school or middle school or elementary school because all of them are shown.
Yeah.
But no, so she goes to her uncle's house every summer, just to get out of the city, basically, and probably because mom doesn't like her that much.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
but no, so she goes and visits her uncle every summer. They go and be out in the country and have fun and do kid things.
Eat watermelon, all that stuff.
Yeah, spit seeds out.
And as this girl is reminiscing about like yearly visits to Gin, like I guess she pretty much asks about why Gin always wears a mask that he pretty much always wears. Just because...
Except for like the last 3 minutes of the movie.
Well, spoilers.
That's not
really.
spoilers.
But yeah, like he's basically trying to be as a spirit per se.
More like a yokai.
But yeah, and that always Lumen, don't touch me, yo. You can't touch me. Goes throughout the whole entire this whole entire 44 minutes, and pretty much she develops feelings for him because
vice versa.
He has that hot face, the kind that you bring to your mama and go, hey, this guy's got a hot face. But yeah,
the guy that you see across the room. You're like, "Hey, hot face," and then he looks you straight in the eyes.
Yep. And yeah, and pretty much like that's like the whole entire
That's as far as we can go.
that we can go through because again, spoilers, and this is 44 minutes and
it's very watchable.
It's very watchable, and from what would you give this, Josiah?
Well, I give it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason being is that...
It's because there's no touching.
I give it a 9.5 because the reason being is that what it wanted to do, it did it. What it was trying to do, it was understandable. What it was doing with its art, it was fine.
Okay, yeah, you got me hooked there. Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
What it did with what it wanted to do and how it did it, it flew with flying colors. The only thing that I will say is that a little bit towards the spoiling end, which I'm not going to spoil at all, but the end is kind of, well, okay, I guess. That's kind of about it. Like, that's what it culminated towards. And it was a little bit like, I guess could have gone a little bit towards 20 more minutes of building up that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think with what we have and what we got, I think it's pretty much superb in that state. But why would you give it an 8, Josiah?
Well, like you said, it had its mission, it did its mission, but I've seen a lot of like these type of movies.
Yeah.
And so it really didn't jump out to me. I kind of knew what was going to happen the whole way through.
Yeah, like
not that it needs to be suspenseful or exciting necessarily, but originality goes a long way, and this sort of thing is kind of stereotypical at this point.
Yes, I would agree.
And so that's the only reason why I would give it a solid 8. I was already up in the air about 8 or 7-ish. But I mean, because it did its job, it did it well. It got a participation award.
Yeah.
Basically, but I wouldn't, chalk it up as
like it's not like
film in this sort of
groundbreaking
genre.
at all.
Yeah, it's not groundbreaking.
Yeah. But some of the simplest things are still pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for what it is.
Yeah. Like, if you've never seen this ever, like, these kind of genre of, like, romanticism.
Soft romance.
Like a little bit dabbling into the spiritualism and stuff like that.
The supernatural slice of life romance.
Like, if you can't tell where it's going, like when...
Shoot yourself in the face.
Yeah. If you can't tell where it's going when the rule pops up, then, I mean, you must be not that sharpest tool in the shed, but,
We're not watching the same movie.
But, hey, it's one of the best things that I've seen from our homework that we've done so far. But that being said, I would say I guess watch it with another person whom you have high hopes for, if you know what I mean.
You want to slam? Let's not beat around the bush.
There's a high chance of that happening. Well, there's a moderate chance. Let's not beat around that bush. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how good you are. I mean,
hey, all I'm saying is that I'm gonna watch it a second time with somebody, and what happens, yo. But yeah, anything else to add?
No. Like you said, it's very watchable. It's very approachable.
Yes.
The barrier for likability is very low in this case. Like, I think that most people would like this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's everybody's cup of tea.
Yes, this is true.
But because there are always people on both sides of the fence.
Uh-huh.
But this definitely can be played well to the silent minority or the silent majority of people.
Also, like, I always have this complaint when doing like animated films and stuff like this, like in the ways that I feel that some animated films can be a little bit better if they weren't animated, because the animation for this kind of thing is kind of like, well, does it really need to have all this animation kind of quote unquote wasted? This is for me talking because there's not really a whole lot of extreme like animation that would provide, as in like,
it wouldn't need to be animated because of the scenery and the actions the characters take. There's no fighting giant robots. It doesn't need to be animated.
Yeah.
To put it bluntly, it could work as a drama.
Yeah.
Is basically what you're saying. Like a lot of the greater animes that aren't so niche.
Yeah.
It could work as a drama, like Monster. It could work as a drama. And it would be perfectly all right. It would translate over fine. There would be no, barrier, that they'd have to get over from translating it from one medium to another. But as far as animes go, there are only a few on that list that could really do it well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely one of those.
Yeah. And I'm basically coming from like a background of like seeing a whole lot of like Disney movies, like a whole lot, like from like the 90s and 80s, and like all those like very niche Disney movies of like, oh hey, we animated a singing cat or whatever, and like we put a movie to it. Or hey, we have this animated movie about a stray cat who like
it's lost in Brooklyn.
is lost in Brooklyn and stuff like that. And like things like that, it just doesn't, to me at least, and I'm saying this without like extreme animosity towards anybody who likes these films or those who have worked on these films of animation. Like the animation is superb, but I feel that it's just wasted in the category of just, hey, what this walking cat is walking and it's singing, and that's about it.
Yeah, but the weird thing about that movie was that Billy Joel wasn't even animated.
Oh boy. But yeah,
it was one of those halfas that Disney used to do.
And yeah, just like things like that. Now there are things in which Disney have gone like towards winning awards because their animation is pretty spectacular, like with Beauty and the Beast. Like, did it need to be animated? No, but with what it did with its animation, alone is spectacular. And I feel that's not a waste. What is a waste is that if it's an animated film and it's not spectacular, then what's the point? But that's just me. What about you? Do you have like the same kind of thing or different opinion on this kind of deal? Or do you understand what I'm trying to say?
No, I completely understand what you're trying to say, and I've delved in those thoughts before. I definitely thought about that sort of line of thought before. Yeah. The only thing, I mean, Makoto Shinkai does a lot of the same stuff. With that sort of stuff, but his animation is on a whole nother level, though.
Well, mostly his scenery and his like background and
breathtaking.
All that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, what?
Well, forgiving him for the fact that he can only draw one girl.
Yeah.
Except for in Garden of Words, he did mix it up.
Yeah,
it was a lot better. He's getting better. I think he's actually left his house and seen more actual women.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just drawing either like his wife or his sister constantly.
You mean his wife and his sister?
Whoa. I think a cousin, maybe. Let's not go that deep.
Okay, yeah.
SAOs for another day.
All right.
No, yes and no. I really do want to preserve the fact that anime is a medium that can support anything.
Well, not just anime.
So that's why I don't think
things.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand, but just like animation and anime, like as a whole, just as like a medium. I just wanted to be support. Like you could do anything.
Yeah.
Like anything. I mean, but let me finish.
Yeah.
It's just that like I want there to be like there's good examples in all genres. I don't want there to be one genre just taking up all the like I don't know how to explain it that well.
Yes.
But I don't want people to feel discouraged from animating these sort of movies.
Yeah.
Because it would seem wasteful. Because a lot of the times, this may not be. I mean, you might not be able to pitch this for live action something, or you might not be able to.
Which is why there's like a whole lot of manga and comics that go this route, and like they might never have even an animated anything or even a show towards it, but hey, it exists, and there are books that are that way as well. It's that as like anything else than what it is, it might not work super great, but what it is within my hands, what I'm grasping, what I'm reading, what I'm looking at, it works perfectly. And sometimes, and pretty much a lot of times, with anime and animation that have derived from books and anime, manga, and all that other stuff, it works completely fantastic. And yeah, it's what it is. But yeah, I guess. So, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't want to discourage people from doing it either, is the thing, just because this might be the only medium they'll get, especially for like these short movies and stuff like that. Especially, because it is a short film. Like that's one of its better characteristics of mine.
Yeah, it is.
Mind, is that it is so short and it works with what it has and doesn't waste your time to say. But that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, and I've already shared my thoughts, but whatever. So yeah, so yes, recommendable, pretty much.
Oh yes,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
To those who want to watch it. So I guess this is gonna be like a very short podcast, but what are you looking forward to this week, Josiah?
Peanut butter eggs.
Whoa!
All that leftover Easter
Oh yeah,
candy.
it is Easter today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Easter.
Well,
Way to date the podcast.
it's Easter this past Sunday. So yeah.
Wink, wink. That's fine. I might be able to put this one out tonight if we can get everything situated fast enough.
Hopefully my upload speed gets that way. But anyway, yeah. So is that it? Just peanut butter eggs?
I'm going to go see our local hockey team play on Tuesday downtown. I won some free box seat tickets.
Cool.
Our company has a lounge, and I won some of the tickets, so we're gonna go get drunk and watch hockey.
So is hockey like a mainstay that you No?
No, it's not very big here. We just have a team.
What would you say?
We're not even in the big division. We're like in like 2 ranks underneath the big national division. Like, that's the same thing with baseball. We have a baseball team, but we're not major league. We're AAA, and so we have a lot of secondary sports here. But it was still nice to go out and see them and watch them and see people get hit and knocked down in hockey.
And that's it?
Well, yeah, I will be watching The Boy and His Beasts probably right after we get done with this podcast. And I am super hyped for the lineup coming up here starting on Friday.
Yeah.
So, but besides that, I don't have much else on my plate.
Alrighty. Well, what I'm looking forward to is April 1st because it's our greatest day.
That's when you get the surgery,
it's
right?
It's our greatest day that everybody can make things up and get away with it and then make people feel bad. And oh boy, do I ever feed off of that. Maybe there's going to be a secret review that's going to be super out of my field that you'd never think I'd review, but I might review it. Well, quote unquote, I might review it. Because I don't know if it ends up being in that category of things I don't watch. Hopefully it doesn't go that far, but yeah. Let's see here. Other than that grateful day, hopefully I get to finish Deus Ex, get a trophy or two.
Mm-hmm.
I already got like 3 trophies that I didn't even expect. Because I'm trying to platinum it, and I just need like 5. And I already botched at least 2, so I gotta get through that next. If I can platinum this one, this will be my 3rd one that I platinum. The other 2 being Battlefield 3 and Dead or Alive 5 last round. I mean Dead or Alive 5 and then Dead or Alive Ultimate and then Dead or Alive last round. Platinum all those. So technically I have already 4, but it counts for 1 in the trophy list. So whatever. Other than that, oh yeah, Batman versus Superman. Hopefully I get to see what all the great stuff coming off of that movie is.
All the hype.
Yeah, all that hype. Hopefully I see what's up with that. With some friends coming up. Hopefully I can get through towards watching a third and maybe fourth Takeshi Kitano movie. I didn't have any time this last week to do so. Hopefully I get to watch another great film. Hopefully it's not bad, because every time I go towards looking up on IMDb or like anything else, I always get like 6s or 5s out of 10. Like, really? The last two I watched were like spectacular, and then I checked on IMDb. It's like, oh, well, they're like probably like the highest ones out of all the other ones. Well, okay then. Other than that, I already did games. Hopefully by tomorrow, which is this Monday, or this past Monday, or this Monday the 28th. Hopefully my digital art gets finished and I could post that, which has nothing to do with Easter, but maybe has something to do with a matriarchal day. I don't know, but whatever.
Father's Day?
Father's Day.
Darn that matriarchy.
Other than that, I'm really looking forward to what creeps up on my doorstep on April the 1st. So, and then I'll be playing that what's it called? That Evangelion song, Tumbling Down. I always forget it.
It's Comel Messer.
Oh yeah, Commerce Sussor Todd.
Yeah.
That's the international anthem of April 1st.
Yeah, we need to make that petition again to make that the new national anthem for the United States.
That'd be so perfect though.
It would.
Other than that, yeah, that's about it. So without further ado, have anything else to say, Josiah?
Oh gosh.
Okie dokie. Bye-bye, all my children. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now, kids. Stay in school. Spay and neuter your pets. Don't put your finger in that electrical outlet.
Don't eat that sand. No. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.